you.
If everybody wants to, they can go ahead and put their name and information in the chat. We would greatly appreciate it. We're having a little bit of technical issues. Gotta love a good Wednesday. We are going to have to do it like a PDF mode. I just went ahead and sent it on over to Linda and Katie and Carolyn. So they're going to upload it for me, and we're going to do it the good old-fashioned way. But again, if you guys want to share your information and get that in, that would be fabulous. And then if you guys have any questions throughout the presentation, please make sure to share that in the chat, and we'll get those questions answered as fast as possible. How's everybody doing today? It's windy here, I know that. We got quite a few people joining us all around the state. We got Southwest covered, we got South Central covered, Northwest, Northeast. We got quite a few people joining us. Tons from Central. Woot woot. That's my region. Southwest and Central is my region. So I did a big push for that. So lots of people have actually even done quite a few Central Minnesota or CMMA events. So pretty proud of them. Linda, it looks like you got everything up and running, which is fabulous. And how many people are we up to so far that have joined us?
30.
30, nice. That's a good number. We're at about 11:04, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to go ahead and record this event today and share this information as well as all the resources after. But again, make sure you put your information and where you're from in the chat. If you've ever done a tour of manufacturing, please note that, or if you haven't, so we kind of know what level you're at and know how to assist you. That would be great too. I'm here representing DEED, the Department of Employment Economic Development, and I work very closely with MMA, Midwest Manufacturing Association, and you can see all their different affiliations on here, representing a huge part of the state of Minnesota. Manufacturing Month is put on by a collaboration between DEED, MMA, and quite a few other partners throughout the state of Minnesota that we're very proud to work with. So again, we'll be recording this presentation. So if you're registered for the event, you'll get a copy of everything. We'll send the PDF out to you after the event and make sure we share everything with you. Manufacturing is crucial to the strength of Minnesota's economy, so I'm glad so many of you are taking part of this event today and really learning about the tour of manufacturing. Even though Manufacturing Month is in October, it's critical that we get started now, especially with the schools and partnering with them and making sure they have this on their calendar for October, to make sure they block off that week or month or days, so we get those events on their calendars and that they come out and participate with us. Again, make sure your information's in the chat and place your questions in there so we can make sure that we get those answered with you. Next slide. So today's agenda is going to be focusing on obviously our introductions, who we all are, what we're doing, the importance of Manufacturing Month and why we're giving this so much attention at the state level as well as regionally and within our communities and our schools, why we're doing this big overview of Manufacturing Month, and then the different types of involvement to how we prepare for Manufacturing Month within our manufacturers, communities, and our schools. And then the partnerships that we have and the tools and resources that we have. And then we'll do a big Q&A, but feel free at any time throughout this presentation to just raise your hand or throw it in chat, and we'll get those questions answered throughout the presentation. And the next slide is a little bit about me. I had a cute little slideshow to give you, but we had to take that out. But the counties that I cover, 22 counties, and you can see by region the counties that I cover in central as well as the southwest area of Minnesota. My background is 30 years of HR, and we're on the business development team, which I'll dig into a little bit. And really, my focus is with the Governor's Workforce Development Board, and I'm on the manufacturing committee there. And I'm on the CMMA, which is the Central Minnesota Manufacturers Board, which you'll see that that's affiliation with MMA. And I'm on my third term or my fifth year as a board member with CMMA. So I chair the Tour of Manufacturing, or you hear us or see us refer to that as the TOM, Tour of Manufacturing. And I'm also on the program committee. I have two kids, 26 and 17, and we love to travel. Last year, we went to Europe for 18 days and had a fabulous time. And a fun fact, I didn't even know how to swim until I was 40. And I learned how to swim at the local hotel here in town. And now I've been scuba certified and been under 100 feet of water in Belize, Turks and Caicos, Cozumel, Cancun, Jamaica, and hope to add more to the list. So we will move on to the next. And here's my team. This is my group of buddies, and we cover the state of Minnesota. So we are small but mighty. And I believe most of them are here today. If they want to do a shout out in chat, that would be fabulous. And you can see the areas that they cover. Their contact information is there as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out. Jessica Miller is our director, and her information is in there too if you have any other questions. And we're available to you to do any type of workforce development or strategy needs for your company or your region, as well as any of the tour manufacturing questions that you have. And next we have really what our team, our big business development team has. So we can go to the next slide. And the business development team has four interrelated areas. So we have the business development team that focuses on business attraction, retention, and expansion within the state of Minnesota. And we match those businesses with appropriate resources that the state offers to help these businesses locate and expand within Minnesota. Then we have our team, which is the Workforce Strategy Consultant team, that we provide the tools and resources to support those businesses in growing and developing their workforce within the state. And by connecting them to the economic development and workforce development resources. Third, we have the MJSP, or the Minnesota Job Skills Partnership Team, which provides grants to businesses and educational institutions and nonprofit organizations to train or retrain your workforce, expand work opportunities, and keep high quality jobs in our state. So if you want to upskill or if you're getting new equipment, please reach out to us. We can assist you with that. And then fourth, we have the energy transition team that works with impacted communities, such as the municipalities or tribal government, or counties that have coal, nuclear, or natural gas facilities that are owned by public utility and are currently operating but are projected or scheduled to cease operations. So they administer support and grant assistance to those impacted communities, and we work with them as well. So here's a little bit more about who we are and what we do. You can see on the left-hand side, that is the kind of our little circle or our pie chart of what we do when we meet with the businesses and how we do a deep dive on our goals with that business. So our innovative workforce solutions work by aligning those resources and facilitating collaboration and leveraging expertise in targeted industry sectors to drive economy, equality, and growth. So, workforce strategy consultation process is done by one-on-one consultations with our businesses and includes an overview of the five most common workforce themes, which you see on the left. And we then produce a customized report of strategies designed to meet with those workforce needs for that business. We then engage with the larger workforce system to provide a team approach that serves as their workforce experts and help the business or yourself meet those goals while evaluating the progress and adjusting those goals along the way. Next, I wanted to make sure that I introduce the fabulous team that put this event on for today. I'm super excited to introduce the Midwest Manufacturers Association. MMA serves as a central office for associations and trade groups that focus on manufacturing. They have within their organization, they have AMFA, which is the Arrowhead region, CMMA, which is Central Minnesota region, Tri-State, which is over on the western site, and then they also partner with MNDAC, which is over by the Red River area. MMA's primary service regions are rural Minnesota, western North Dakota, western South Dakota, and northwestern Wisconsin, as well as central Minnesota. MMA serves as a catalyst for the creation of new manufacturing-focused trade organizations and the collaboration of existing organizations throughout the upper Midwest. By joining forces under one central office, the manufacturing industry in Midwest region has a way to express its collaborative voice to government, to our suppliers of common goods and services, and to each other. I'm super excited to say we have Linda Bailey joining us. She's the new executive director for MMA. Carolyn is doing a great job by putting on these fabulous events. And then Katie is doing a fabulous job as well. And she's my right hand with all the tour manufacturing events in central Minnesota as well as for the state. So if they want to do a little pinky wave, that would be fabulous. And then they can share the link to Midwest Manufacturers Association as well. So why are we here? What is so important about manufacturing? What I did is I pulled some of those statistics together for you and just really wanted to jump into this and give you a little more information. So in most of these statistics, because of just how the labor analysis works, come from the 2023 area. And then that's how our just statistics work. So they're about a year behind. So in 2023, roughly 326 people worked in manufacturing in Minnesota, which is the second largest employing industry in the state, right behind healthcare. That's about 11% of the total employment in the state of manufacturing jobs in Minnesota. And that's 1 out of 9 jobs that are manufacturing. There are 8,625 manufacturing companies in Minnesota, which brings in approximately 57.2 billion into Minnesota's economy. Average annual wages is $79,000, which is about $7,500 higher than the overall average of income for other industries. And then 13,000 jobs were added from 2021 through 2023 in Minnesota for manufacturing positions. And then 12,000 manufacturing job vacancies in were in 2023, as employers struggled to find workers to fill those positions. And there's an expectancy of 93 manufacturing job openings through 2032 as new job openings are expected, as well as replacement of people retiring or otherwise leaving the labor force in manufacturing. So there's a lot of opportunity available in manufacturing as well as pay. A lot of these positions, majority of the positions, can be started in manufacturing with just a high school diploma or GED, and they offer on-the-job training. And then just keep in mind, majority of the positions in the state of Minnesota, more than 60%, almost two-thirds of the positions in the state of Minnesota only need a high school diploma with training, certification. Um, to be making this kind of money within the state, especially in manufacturing. And next. So the purpose of Manufacturing Month is really to connect our community and our students and job seekers to inspire them about the skills and the engineering and the technicians, the different types of positions, about the future workforce that is available, and the types of positions that are available. We want to highlight cutting edge technology and manufacturing processes, positioning manufacturing as a great career choice. And we want to strengthen relationships with the schools, colleges, educators, parents, who are usually the decision makers, and the potential future employees in our community. Um, we hope that this eventually develops a stronger career pathways within our communities and for our manufacturers. So Manufacturing Month overview. The reason Manufacturing Month is so important is obviously to recognize and show appreciation to our manufacturing industry in the state, and to show obviously the great paying careers that are available in this field. Some of the main activities that happen during the month include the governor actually, it used to just be one day for tour manufacturing, then it went to a week, and now it's a full month that is set aside to celebrate October as Manufacturing Month. And he does sign a proclamation, and that is sent out to everybody. We also do different templates that your community can use, that the governor, or I'm sorry, that your local mayor or other elected officials can sign, and you can use to send out to your businesses. The tour of manufacturing, or we always say TOM, which are open houses of your manufacturers, regional tour manufacturing magazines that lots of our different regions offer. We do presentations in the communities and at our schools and colleges. And we do a ton of different appreciation events, whether it's with the chambers or even our businesses are offering them. And then the career fairs, whether they're at the colleges or at the schools, or even just individual ones that are done with our career force or workforce centers. And then manufacturing blogs and articles. It's a great way to reach out either through social media or through magazines or newspaper articles. And then we do a huge event. Our team is known for doing our Workforce Wednesdays, which is the first Wednesday of every month. And we do our kickoff for Manufacturing Month on October 1st. And that will be focusing on different training opportunities for businesses. And that will be at 11 o'clock on that day. And there's more information coming on that. So types of involvement. There's really three main buckets or categories that we're going to talk about today about how you can be involved, whether you're a manufacturer or colleges, because they kind of both offer those different types of skills and opportunities. And then we have our community involvement, and then we have our schools and youth, how they can be involved. So for our first with our manufacturers and colleges, through open house events, or what we call, again, the tour of manufacturing. Um, and then if they want to do employee or family celebrations, they can do training opportunities, and they can be connecting with the community and their schools and their job seekers. Second, the community can be supporting these businesses by offering different appreciation events um, with the manufacturers and colleges. They can be doing chamber tours. They could be doing career fairs, handing out the proclamations with a box of donuts, celebrating um, Manufacturing Month as a whole by doing different billboards and those sort of things within their community. They can be, again, writing those different articles and posting things on social media by using that hashtag, MM Manufacturing Month, and then just really highlighting the businesses within their community. And third, we have the schools and youth, which is K through 12, and colleges, and even the adult basic education or ABE. We also have our vocational rehab that you can be reaching out to, as well as veteran services and other groups that you can be reaching out to. And setting up those tours at manufacturers' locations, and really talking to the students, teachers, and the parents. We need to educate the parents, especially about the great career opportunities in manufacturing and that it's not dark, dirty, and dangerous anymore. There's quite a few highly skilled positions available and very clean environments with clean rooms, and just making sure that they understand what is available. I just wanted to quickly note that even though it is an entire month-long celebration, some areas actually focus specifically on certain days. Even though, even within that region, they still might choose different dates to hold their events. There's probably a bigger push to do certain activities within certain dates. It just really helps get certain activities, more people to attend, those sort of things. Again, the whole state celebrates the whole entire month, but we really kind of focus more specifically on certain times um, of that month. And there's no right or wrong reason or for each of the regions to do it how they do. It just really helps push people to attend if there's a specific time frame, and that then drives the attendance for those events. So keep in mind, you do not need to be a member or be part of a specific affiliation to participate in any of these regions. They're just the sponsor or the person who is assisting in that region. Definitely reach out to any of these people and ask your questions. They have the tools and resources at their fingertips to assist you. In central Minnesota, the tour of manufacturing is October 1st through the 4th. CMMA, which is an affiliate of MMA, is listed there. And Katie is that contact. And again, that's October 1st through the 4th. Ours is very open, where our tours are operated independently by the individual businesses, setting their dates and offering their tours whenever they would like throughout the month. But again, we just focus on that October 1st through the 4th. They can choose when to invite the schools to their business and colleges as well. They may have their open house or tour manufacturing on a specific date, but then choose to have the school come a different day. Or they may have it all on the same day. Um, Sometimes they choose to have them separately just so they're not so overwhelmed with so many people on the same day, and then that way they can focus their presentation on the students one day and then the general public on another day. South Central's tour and manufacturing, which is like the greater Mankato area. Theirs is in on October 2nd and October 4th. So on October 2nd, they focus more specifically on their students, and those are tours that are set up specifically for their students, that are pre-arranged by the schools in that area. And then on Saturday, October 4th is when they do their open house with those manufacturers. And that's when the students can again go with their parents, and it's more of a family-friendly open house tour of manufacturing day in their community. And their adult basic education as well as ESL students are involved, and they charter buses in their community, and it's just a really great time on that Saturday. Most of them also offer the hiring events and on-site hiring at those events as well. Um, People bring their grandparents and bring their grandchildren. A lot of times, you know, they have probably worked at those locations. They're super proud to show off those locations. One of the really nice things too at that is the Center of Excellence Engineering. Jason Bruns has his college students do a fun activity with the kids, and they do a great presentation. So it's just a great, really impressive way um, for people to get involved and see all the different aspects in that region. So reach out to Heather if you have any questions for that. And then the Northeast Minnesota, for their tour of manufacturing, they're focusing on October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th for their tours. And majority of those tours are going to be focused specifically on their students and their schools attending the different tours in that area. And that's the Arrowhead region that will be doing those tours. And again, you can reach out to Katie for more information. But they are also working with businesses to do those open house and tour and manufacturing. So again, if you're interested, please reach out. And again, just know that these are open to the public. Anybody can participate, and you do not need to be an affiliate at all to participate. They're just the cheerleaders in those regions to really make sure that you have everything necessary to be successful. All right. I love this picture. He's one of my favorite guys in the whole world. If you do not know Andy Wells, Google him. You'll be so impressed with him. Um, so we are now going to start diving into those three little buckets, the tour manufacturing with manufacturers and colleges that do this. And then we'll go into the community and the schools. So we're first going to dive into the manufacturers involvement and why it's important for our manufacturers to get involved and offer the tours. It just offers the community and job seekers and the students, as well as the parents and teachers, a look behind that curtain. They get to visit local manufacturing facilities to see how the products are made, from robotics to those trained, skilled opportunities. They also learn about the different career opportunities at those businesses and not just the manufacturing positions. They also get to learn about the HR positions, the sales, engineering, and management positions that are available. They learn where the products that are being made go to from within the state, the nation, and around the world, which is absolutely phenomenal. And they learn about the customers and where these end up, whether it's on the aircraft to the space station to military defense, or if it's the product is used to save a loved one's life in the medical device field. So it's really super cool. And this engagement inspires our youth, our job seekers, and the underemployed to pursue those high-paying careers and potentially builds a stronger career pathway within those businesses. So again, just why we're doing this and why it's so critical for our manufacturers to participate. And then the type of tours that we offer, and here's our new flyer team there in that picture, which is awesome. You can see Commissioner Matt Verlick in there somewhere. This was one of the private tours that we did. New Flyer did not want to open their doors to absolutely everybody and didn't really know, you know, who or what to expect. So they did a private tour for the community leaders, and they had a very successful event. And this is why you can kind of choose what you want to do or how you want to set up your event. Do you want to have it open all day? and just kind of see who shows up, or do you want to set certain parameters to that event? We do regional tours. They're offered throughout each of our regions, and we have those contacts available. Like we said, we are the contacts for that. You can choose just to do a school tour. Our school district, Elk River Rogers, does this thing called Cool Jobs Tour after the school hours, which is absolutely phenomenal. Chisago County does a career exploration in manufacturing. Got cut off there, sorry. And they do that for their whole county, which is a huge successful event with hands-on career exploration, career fair, as well as visiting the manufacturers. And we did a little game of Jeopardy, which was super fun. And then private tours like New Flyer, where they just invited certain people to attend and participate. Or, if you just want to say on your event, a private tour, contact us and just set up the tours that way. That is perfectly fine as well. And then we have the virtual option where if you have certain website links to your videos, behind the scene tours of how things are made, those sort of things that you can share with the public and with your schools, that is perfectly fine as well. It's really just about educating the public about what you do and how you do it, and really pushing the opportunities that are available. Again, just reach out to us and we can assist you with any of your questions on these opportunities and the types of tours that are available. This is a cute picture from Zurich. This was a gentleman who had retired from Zurich, I think after 30 years, and brought back his granddaughter for a tour with his whole family. So, but how to prepare for these tours? You want to work with your local manufacturing affiliation, and your workforce strategy consultant, just to kind of figure out the details. Where do I start? What do I do first? What date should I have it on? What kind of tour do I want to offer? How do I reach out to those schools? And what do I do next? Setting the date. What dates are popular? When do I know what to do? How do I know what other businesses are doing? How do I link up with them? We can assist with all of those details. We have found out that the most successful dates for the tours are really that Wednesday and Thursday afternoon and night between 3 and 7. Earlier in the week just gets a little crazy. Early in their day just is hard to get people to attend them. But if you're getting them when they're getting off of work or off of school, that's a great prime time to get them to just swing by and see what you're about. And also that Saturday morning, early in the morning before the day gets chaotic. Those are perfect times to offer your tours. Reach out to your local schools and colleges. If you don't know how to, or you don't know who those contacts are, again, let us know. We can make those contacts for you. And then advertise your event everywhere. Make postcards, hand them out at the parades, do the save the dates, put it in the paper and magazines, social media. Use that hashtag, Manufacturing Month everywhere. And then when you do your tours, make sure the business is safe and clean. Day of, make sure everything is marked, your entrances, your parking. Offer those safety glasses and earplugs. Make sure your guide is social and friendly and kind of gauges who's on the tour and adjusts what the information that they're giving on the tour. Make sure people know if they can be taking pictures or not, and if they are, make sure that they know how to tag you in those pictures. And make sure you collect their information, build your network, and save that information. Thank them afterwards. Make sure you know if they're looking for a job and giving those job applications. Offer them job opportunities immediately if they're interested, and then make sure there's treats available. I went to a couple that actually had coffee carts and smoothies available, and just kind of think outside of the box on giving giveaways. Stare at Truestone does a college scholarship for any college students that are coming on their tours. Just kind of thinking outside of the box when you're doing these type of things is really good. And then make sure you show appreciation to your staff that are there. Make sure they have great, nice shirts that represent your business and make sure you feed them that they, stick around and represent your business well that day. All right. So magazines, there's lots of magazine opportunities if you want to participate in them. Of course, I'm a little more prejudiced on the one on the left there with the central Minnesota because that's my region. But quite a few available within the state of Minnesota. These are virtual magazines, and the links on these are live, and I'll make sure that these get out to you. But we get thousands and thousands of hits on these magazines. Great way to interact with the schools and businesses and the workforce areas and communities. Just really love these as opportunities for our businesses and for our schools to interact. You can see that Central Minnesota and South Central's magazines look pretty similar. That's because South Central assisted Central Minnesota with getting their set up. But we are getting a facelift in Central Minnesota. It is our 5th anniversary this year. And with Linda's background in marketing, we are doing a nice facelift this year. So I'm really hoping that it's going to be a really fun new look this year. Um, I'm a little, yeah, it's going to be a little fun this year and little different. But with that, let's see here. You can review everything. We have the magazine links there for you, as well as the information for 2025 to participate. South Central's magazine is listed there, and as well as their tours. The South Central and the Central magazine is a once a year focus specifically on their tours only. And that's what their magazine is specifically about for the job seekers, for the unemployed, the underemployed, for the K-12 students. The MPMAs in more of the metro area is a quarterly magazine, and they offer that to their members and their partners throughout the year. I believe it's quarterly, but they also do one around that fall session if you wanted to partake in that as well. Definitely reach out to us. Central Minnesota Magazine is already ready to go for this year. So if you want to participate, it's a very low fee to be involved, and anything and everything made from the magazine for South Central and for Central, all of that funding is used right back into manufacturing month. It is not a moneymaker for either of those regions. All of the funding goes right back into manufacturing month. All right. So types of community events. So now we're going into community. So we talked a little bit about the manufacturers and colleges. So now how does the community do different things and what can they do to participate? So there are lots of different things that they can be doing as well by doing different types of appreciation events, whether it's a breakfast or a lunch for manufacturers in the communities, business awards. Renville County delivers donuts with their elected officials, giving them the certificate at the same time. Painesville Chamber does a really cool event where they do a weekly tour at one of their manufacturers. That is super cool. It usually sells out where they only offer so many people to be invited at each of those weekly tours. That's super fun. And then you could do some sort of OSHA certificate training or other type of safety training within your community for those businesses to show appreciation. Or you could do some sort of networking event between the community, schools, and businesses, trying to pull them all together and doing introductions. That would be really cool as well. Career fairs with those partners is always a great idea. And then radio ads, renting those billboards, marquees, really pushing that, we have these great events are going on during the month of October, or these, thanking those industries within your community. Um, One of the really cool things that we have is the pictures there is from Chisago County. They do their career exploration and manufacturing event. The entire county works together as a community, and therefore schools in that county attend a manufacturing day. And It's a one-day event that includes tours to their manufacturers within that county, and then they do, a hands-on career fair, and then they also do a panel discussion, and then, like I had mentioned earlier, the fun game of Jeopardy, trivia that Sarah and Nancy that you can see in the picture there, put together along with their, community affiliates, manufacturers, and schools. So it's just a really cool event, and it's one of the only that I know of that the entire county participates in. So really neat, and hats off to them for doing that. And next, we have how to prepare those community events. It's really looking at whether or how you want to dive into that, whether you want it to be a regional event, whether you want to focus just on your one county. I did have one of my county regions that just focused on their specific area of four counties that worked together, and they each chose a week during that month, and they focused on their community during that week. You can choose to who that audience is. Are you focusing specifically on the manufacturers and doing a shout out to them? Is it for the general public and making sure they know how important manufacturing is in your community? Is it for the job seekers and the schools and the youth to make sure they know of the careers that are available? Or is it a mixture of all and really focusing on that resident recruitment for your community? Resident recruitment is huge today, especially in our rural communities, and making sure that students and your community understands and knows what your community offers and how that plays a role in the future of your community. So really understanding what that all means for you. And then developing your committee, who should be on that, and then setting the goals of, what do we want to do? How do we get this in place? And who's going to be in charge of what? It seems overwhelming, but really, if you just start small, and maybe choose one activity or event, or divide up who's going to be doing what particular activity or event, um, it really isn't as hard as what you may think, and that's really why we start earlier, and not wait until, a little later, July or August to get started. We just really think it's really critical to get this on the calendar and just start pecking away at it, and then it's not as overwhelming for you. Again, advertise the events or activities. A lot of it is just giving each other pats on the back for this, and giving recognition and taking those pictures and using that hashtag again. This is a picture of Cirrus up in the Duluth area and one of their tours that they did, and you can see how large that tour is as well. All right. So now we're going from the community into the school activities and events. So, and this is a tour that was at APA up in the Arrowhead region. So one of their student tours that they did last year. So, tour of the manufacturing, with the schools, that's one of the things they can do. They can reach out to the businesses and ask for a tour. They can ask for the business to come in and do a presentation. They can ask for, or set up different types of career fairs. I know Rakori right now is working on doing a career fair. A lot of times those career fairs are in the spring. That's great too. It doesn't really matter. Not everything has to happen in October, but really just remembering to include those manufacturers in these events. Doing those virtual tours, making sure that people have those links and understand how critical and important this information is. And then Vex Robotics. Make sure that your school and your students understand Vex Robotics and show them the demonstrations of what that team at your school is doing and how successful they are. We just received CMMA did another. They do a lot of scholarships and grants, and we just had another team that is going on, I believe, to nationals for that. So. And then teachers can learn a ton about student internships, job shadowing, mentoring. donations. And then they can also do teacher externships during the summer. And those are paid where they learn about manufacturing and the industry and how to set up different syllabus and teaching opportunities throughout their school as well. Central Minnesota has what's called a K-12 navigator, where all the different types of businesses within our region can use this tool. We're trying to develop and build it throughout the whole state eventually, hopefully, maybe, cross our fingers. But right now it is more centrally located, where businesses can connect with the students and their parents and vice versa. So that is something that we are really proud of. But we really, really want to focus with those teachers, how important it is for teachers to understand the technology and the skills and the opportunities that are available, as well as the pay and the self-sufficiency in the careers in manufacturing, and really remembering that two-thirds of the jobs in Minnesota only require that high school diploma, and these students can be very successful um, outside of once they graduate from high school. All right, now how to prepare for school activities and events. So this is a little bigger force than just focusing just on October, but really just marking your calendar that every year Manufacturing Month is in October and putting that as a recurring event for you. Set and then set up tour of manufacturers for students as well as your teachers. Don't just do the tours with the students, maybe doing a different event with the teachers so they understand what the businesses are available. Princeton does this thing called the career crawl on one of their days where just the teachers are at the school, and they go on different tours, K through 12, and they learn about all the businesses in their community, and then they come back and build curriculum and bring that into their school. And again, that's that resident recruitment and making sure that they're proud of their community and students understand, how important their community is in that resident recruitment. And then develop your community with chamber and business. Princeton does this thing called the This is Princeton campaign, where they focus specifically on bringing the school community and the chamber and the businesses all together, and they meet monthly to discuss this. It's very similar to what Chisago County does with their career exploration and manufacturing event, where they bring everybody to the table and they plan together to be successful in their community. The career fairs, interviewing events, job shadowing, mentoring, apprenticeships, it doesn't just need to be the school planning those events. If you tackle these as a community, you're going to be much more successful. And then creating that advisory board and asking for feedback on classes and the skills that need to be taught. That advisory board could be for each of these different regions. You can see over here on the right, I have some different examples of the Minnesota Department of Education has their career clusters and career pathways available. And that link is on the bottom with the career wheel. And then I have how Elk River Rogers School District made their own career wheel. And then on the bottom is Hutchinson's career pathways at their school. They've developed this because it's so critical for their students to understand what career they're interested in, and what skills they need, and then what classes they need, and really developing that pathway for them at an early age of seventh, eighth, especially ninth through 12th, and linking that together for them. I also have on here the MDE, Minnesota Department of Education, has apprenticeship programs. If your school's not certified, definitely get certified. I have Mary Berg's information there. Department of Labor, if your business is nervous about having 16 to 18-year-olds work at your business, you can get U Skills certified. It's super easy, and it's YST, U Skills Training certified. Joe Daggett, she's phenomenal to work with. And same with with the schools. If you don't know how to do it, reach out to Joe. She can help you And they do offer up to $100,000 in scholarships or grants for your school. Make sure that you're looking at that and developing that pathway for your school. And then talk positively about your community. Again, you are recruiting for your community. You're trying to build your community and make sure that you're not saying, oh, you have to go to college out of state. You have to move out of your community to be successful. Really take a deep dive and look at your community and understand what it has to offer. And be proud of where you are and what it has available to you. Next, we have school offers and funding, and I apologize, I kind of have a little cold, so I'm kind of a little scrappy today. School offers and funding we have on here. We have some free MMA membership. That's for any of those locations. If your school wants to be involved, definitely reach out to us. We want the schools to be involved. We offer scholarships, we offer grants, we offer busing. Reach out and be part of the organization. We offer that for if you have VEX robotics, if you need to upskill your, or you need certain certifications, if you need new equipment, let us know. We can help your school with that. Or if you're just looking for bus funding to go on a tour, let us know. We also have for South Central, they have busing, they have grants, they have scholarships available. And same with MPMA. They also offer those things for that metro area. We also work a lot with the Center of Excellence, and they offer bus grants throughout the state of Minnesota and safety glasses. And I believe Jamie was going to join us today. If she wants to give a little wave out there or put her information out in the chat, that would be fabulous as well. Here are some of our partners that we work with. This is a very small list. It's a partial list, but just to give the community and manufacturers and schools an idea of who we work with. This is a great idea of just like, oh my gosh, who do I talk to? What do I do? Who should be involved? Who do I invite? This is a great idea. And this was just off the top of my head. I just started like, okay, who have I worked with? Who have I invited? What did I do first? These are some of the people to be thinking about including when you are doing the tour of manufacturing and who should be at the table. And again, I apologize if you're not on the list. You should be on the list. This is a very small list of some of the people that we have worked with in the past. Again, it takes a village to make this successful. And next, where to start. Mark your calendar. October is manufacturing month. Put it on there year after year. Make that a recurring event. Reach out to us. Reach out to your workforce strategy consultant in your region. Reach out to MMA. Make sure you ask the questions. Um, get us involved however you want. Ask us the questions. Not a problem. We can help you however you want. Start small. Just do one activity in your region. Even if it's an article in the paper, highlighting the businesses in your community. Take lots of photos, do the hashtag, share with your local newspaper and on social media, and ask for help. We're available for you. Again, saving those dates, making sure that if you're in those communities, put those on your calendars that you know that those are available and coming up, and making sure that you're involved, however that may be. We do have smaller committees in those regions. If you want to be on those committees, reach out. We can put you on that list. We love as much help as you can. That would be awesome. Another save the date, we have a CTE Jamboree on the next slide there. We have our Career and Technical Education Jamboree in Big Lake this year for CMMA on November 20th if you want to participate. just reach out. You can also register. We don't have a lot of information out there, but that is available. It's going to be a great event where we really want as many schools and colleges to participate and learn how to connect with the businesses and tour the school, as well as a U Skills training certified business, and learn how to do those apprenticeships with the students. It's going to be a great event. And then next, we have our Workforce Wednesday events are always that first Wednesday of the month, usually, except for July. And then October 1st is that employee skills. You can go ahead and register for that. And then we have our resources, and the resources then are available. We'll make sure we share all of this information with you, but we have, excuse me, Midwest Manufacturers Association. We have the K-12 Navigator. We have Career Force Manufacturing, which has a ton of resources and videos available out there, as well as those proclamations. And then we have Minnesota State Manufacturing Center of Excellence, and then South Central Tour Manufacturing, MPMA, and our Workforce Strategy Consultant information. And then do we have any questions from anybody? That was a lot of talking for me, even for me. Quiet group? Anybody? Crickets? Any questions out in the chat that we need to answer?
No questions in the chat.
No. What's
None.
going on? I kind of like that picture of Wildy E. Coyote because I put that on there because we have in Ridgewater College, we have in Hutchinson, we have a non-destructive testing, an NDT technology degree. So when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I have to put that in there because it reminds me of that degree as well. But then again, reach out. We have our, again, our information for my team as well as the MMA information too. So we'll make sure to get all of this information out to you. If you have any questions, email us, go to those websites. If I missed anything, if it's not what you expected, definitely send me those questions and I can go through that in more detail with you.
Well, thank you very much, Della. That was just so much information. And again, this will be on our MMA website. We'll have the presentation and a copy of this video. We did have a few people in the chat mention additional tours that they're having. So if you want to send us the information, we'll make sure and put it on our tour page that that everybody can refer to. But I did before we leave, Della, I wanted to say thank you for this great presentation and congratulate you and your team on your Silver Shovel Award for Extraordinary Impact. This is one project that shows the terrific impact that you make. And in the short time that I've been here, I've just felt that all of your team has been wonderful resources. So please take advantage of them being available for you. And that's all I have for today.
Great. Thanks so much, Linda. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
All
Appreciate it.
righty. Have a great day.
Thank you.